Third sutra, tara drashtu swarupe vashtanam. And then you are seated in the true self. And then the true self is revealed. So in yoga, it's not like, oh, gee, walk through the desert for 90 years repenting on your knees and maybe you'll be worthy enough, to do it. No, yoga's saying you're already sitting in perfection. The trick is you have to clear out all the beliefs that have you not believing that so that you can remember who you are. Thank you. And it says that our natural birthright is such that we know who we are. Thank you. We know who we are. We came from that experience. I'm thinking of my children when they were born. And again, in the same way that I think it's a very great blessing to have the opportunity to be present for a death when someone is leaving this plane, I think it's also a great opportunity to be present when someone is entering the plane, to be at a birth. There's something weird if you've been at either one. Time, space, and reality gets really warpy, okay? And the veils get thin, okay? And when my kids were born, of course, I was at their birth, and that's a weird experience in and of itself, very alien. It's like, ah! So, and then I was born with these children, and when my babies were born, I would sit with them in the middle of the night in a chair and feeding. And I would relate to this being. And when I sat in meditation, letting go of all of my ideas of who this being was, being in the experience of this being sitting here, the being didn't have a mind or personality per se, and I could experience what my son or daughter was experiencing, which was as we sat there in the chair, they could hear the planes soaring up above, beyond the roof. They could hear the traffic beyond the walls out on the street. They could hear the TV 2 floors down. They could hear the people arguing next door. There was no resistance to the whole experience, which is what happens for me when I sit in meditation. It's like I end up having eyes of no separation. But the moment I start to label it all, it stops. But if I experience it all, it's all there. And as I sat with my children without boundaries, this is the way we come in, fully infinite, eternal, and whole. And it's our job as a parent to help them come into this body. And then the twos start happening. And the mind starts to develop, and it's time to label. Pen, light, girl, boy, hot, cold, doggy, kitty, mommy, daddy, shoe. Okay? And, all the labels start coming out. But prior to the labels, the way a child experiences something is you give a child anything, and they go like this. No? And they're in a question. They're not in an answer. They're not going marker, which is me telling it what it is, and remembering some experience that I had a long time ago, probably when I was 2, of when I put a marker in my mouth. But for me, it's relatively recent. So marker, that's me telling it. But children, it's what is it? What is it? And when you look at kids, the wonder about looking into a child's eyes is they're looking at you going, what is it? What is it? They're in one big question, not an answer. And that inquiring, that beginner's mind of, I don't know anything, is where we're trying to get back to. That is true beginner's mind, because the truth is, and this is what's such a fun joke, we don't know who we are, where we are, what we're up to, and where we're going. We don't know. No one does. Ooh, had to pull back there. No one knows who we are, where we are, what we're up to, where we're going. No one knows. Einstein, who might have been our biggest knower, answered as many questions, simply said, the only thing that happens whenever I answer a question is I open a million more. It was because he didn't know that he was able to know so much. It was because he went in with such an empty mind about the mystery that he was able to figure out what he did. The process of yoga is getting to the place where we start to live life going, I don't know who I am, where I am, what I'm up to, and who you people are, and here I am, and wow, I don't know. What is it? What is it? It's much more awe-inspiring. The truth is, we should be in awe every moment. I mean, the fact that we walk outside and we look at that front lawn and we're not in awe that there are things going honk, 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 and things going and things floating in the sky and weird molecular things floating in between. We should be in awe. That's crazy. Instead, we walk outside and we go like this. My husband didn't call today. I'm so damn mad. And my kids are going. I've got so many things to do. And let me check my iPhone. And do we even see it? We're on a freaking crazy planet floating through the universe in the middle of gazillions and billions and gazillions of stars with probably many, many other life forms all around us. The fact that we go like, I know what's going on here. I know what's going on. Is like it's a joke. It's the big joke. And to me, this is probably the biggest thing that's happening in this next generation. I see it with my kids. They get, more than any other generation, that no one knows what is going on here. No one. They get it. And they find it absolutely ridiculous that people are walking around pretending that they know. They find it ridiculous. And guess what? It is. It's ridiculous. The game's up. And happening fast. And I believe that their not knowing what's going on is going to get us to a much better place than us pretending we know what's going on. Because knowing what's going on only produces knowing what's going on. And we don't know what is going on. So, that is, of course, the process of yoga.